This is a driver industry, driver shortage. Yeah, driver shortage video. I've been a driver for many years. Right? Ex-multi-drop, agency driver, 7.5 ton, right, for years. They got a drive. They haven't got a drive. If you put 100,000 drivers in trucks tomorrow morning, they wouldn't be tipped to be stuck on bays because there's not enough staff to be. There's not enough staff for. Back in the day, I used to drive and goods in. Those MHC, little automated pallet trucks that you use to unload trucks. Yeah? You'd have to have 100,000 of them, wouldn't you? For the trucks, or quite a few thousand of them. Yeah? And you've got to get more staff to operate them. You've got to get more warehouse pickers. Soon you'll be on 50 grand a year as a warehouse picker if you can pick above target. Because they won't be able to process the stock from 100 supply trucks, 100,000 supply trucks. They won't. Then you've got to go through the picking system, yeah. Then you've got to have space in the warehouse for getting goods in. Because when you're back on a loading dock, you only tip that truck if the previous truck that was on it 10 minutes ago has got labels on every pallet, so that the reach truck drivers can put that in the sky, in the racking, yeah, which clears the space for the next truck to back on to be tipped into that space. So although you want the drivers, it's a snowball effect. Then you've got to have more goods in. You've got to have more goods out vehicle trucks, their own trucks. Then you've got to have more warehouse goods out staff. The truck is just a part of a problem. Plus, there isn't 100,000 trucks sitting there. When you think how long it takes to build a truck, the problem is that people are downsizing in life, downsizing accommodation. There's a lot of people now just living on their own, living in large houses, bought and paid for, that don't need to work. And more people now are living van life purely because a pension's okay if you get to 65. What happens if you don't? You've put all your money, you've worked hard, you've got your house bought and paid for, and you plan to buy a camper van at your 65 or whatever, and then tour the country, or to go in Europe or whatever, yeah? All well and good if you get to 65. If you've got health problems, you may not get there. And people now, and this last year, many will have had plans in place for a few years down the road that probably won't get there. That's why people now are taking money out of the house, buying a van, and enjoying making it into a camper van, how they want it, suit them, and just driving around the country, just with no particular place to go, and enjoying life. But they've probably come out of jobs that are necessary, like these truckers. You've either got to spend 25 years paying a mortgage, or spend 1 year's wage buying a van. You buy a van for a couple of grand, 3 or 4 grand, and then you can use your own practical skills to make it a camper van, which is what most people are doing. So the thing is that the whole lifestyle is changing. People are working remotely online. To get a Class 1 truck license, you're going to pay 2-3 grand, whatever it is going to be, right? Yeah? Do your Class 2 and then Class 1, right? So, but what could you do with the 3 grand? If you put 1,000 quid into the domain names, people are going online. and they only do it one of two ways. They either have a social media account or over YouTube or whatever, that their whole business is dependent on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, Google, their terms and conditions. Or you buy a website address, e.g. a domain name, and you have your own website, and you control your brand, yourself, on your terms and conditions. And to do that, you need a domain name, and they're becoming scarce and valuable. So by having a portfolio, you buy them for 5, 10, 15 quid. If you had 500 quid portfolio, you're going to have, what is it, 10, 50, you'd get 100 domains, 100 domain portfolio for about 500 quid. And just put it, list your domains on the marketplaces, domain name marketplaces, or an auction or whatever, and just let that sit there and let it do nothing. And just renew it each year, and let it renew, and you get offers or inquiries coming in. Then you could have 1,000 quid of that's three grand. You could have as a day trading balance on a trading stock market. That is only, so your domain names, they do nothing. They just sit there until someone's interested and types it into Google and finds it's available to buy, and they make an offer. And then you decide whether you want to accept that offer or whatever, or you get a broker to negotiate that for you. And they just say, we've got an offer for this, is that accepted? And you say yes or no. The domain names is a waiting game. It's just put them there and just let them sit there and just do what they do. Just renew them each year. Your day trading, I day trade on a practice account, but your day trading is only half an hour. Half an hour, that's all you need. Half an hour a day, which is only 2.5 hours a week. Yeah. So then you've got a separate income, your day trading. You might make 10% in an afternoon. You might make 10% of your balance in an afternoon. That could be 10% of a grand, which is 100 quid. You could have a bit more balance. But then you'd have that, and then you'd have you could do eBay reselling. You could spend 50 quid or 100 quid just buying items from charity shops and cupboards. And you'll see people if they've got eBay account, they could be in the middle of nowhere. They could be on a car boot. It's happened recently. A couple that sell things on eBay, resellers, they was walking around a car boot, and the phone pinged, and they got an order from something they'd already pre-listed on eBay, and it sold for 50 quid. Your orders are coming in, but you're not concentrating on them. They just come in as they come in. Your day trading is more specific. You've got to be on the ball for half an hour, 45 minutes, and know what you're doing. You've got to know what you're doing, and you've got to put stop losses and how to prevent loss, etc. That's technical, but and watching charts, you've got to concentrate. Domain names, you only concentrate when you buy it for 3 minutes, and you let it go. It's like balloons, digital balloons, just let them go. But people now are concentrating, and then you buy a van. Live in a van, you've got no accommodation. If you've currently got a house and a car, and you're running both, if you live in a car or a van, you don't have any more accommodation, or you either sell the house or whatever, stop renting, you no longer have accommodation costs at all, because you're in your van, which you was paying for two items, and you're only living in one. The other one, you haven't got anything. Then you get, on a van, you get your free energy from the solar panels on the roof, vans, or camper vans, got the solar panel. Then you get free energy. People are choosing a minimalistic lifestyle, where they're a debt-free, bill-free, minimalistic lifestyle. And the less bills you get, the less you need to go to work, which is creating a general global staff shortage of everything. That's all it is. And you think about, that's it. We got a couple split up, house bought and paid for, big chunk of dough from the house sale, and there's a lot of people that don't need to work in the 50s, retired, or could retire if they wanted to. And the problem is that when they retire or go, pass eventually, they're going to leave that for someone else who won't need to work. There's more people now that won't need to work, and the next generation, much of them won't need to work. People are becoming investors, not workers. You could have put 100 quid on cryptocurrency in 2010 and done extremely well, and you'd have been a multi-millionaire if it was Bitcoin for 100 quid punt. So the trucking shortage, yes, but it's across the board, staff of everything. Warehousing, distribution, delivery drivers. What happens if the multi-drop, you've got a truck, a class 1 truck, it's going to one destination with a full truck of product. You get an Amazon delivery driver, decide to give up delivery parcels and retire. That's 180 deliveries, Amazon deliveries, that won't get there unless they get someone else to do it. Per day, you're talking nearly